Three, two, one. What's up, everyone? This is Jacob, and I'm here with Jay.
What's up?
And this is Jottin Down Thoughts, first episode of the first ever podcast that Jacob and Jay are putting together. And first of all, I just wanted to introduce, what it is we're going to be doing here. Not only on this episode, but for most of our future episodes that, that we see coming in the near future in 2020. So, first things first, we printed out like 5 pages of questions, podcast topics that we find interesting and that we can relate to, and hopefully you guys can relate to as well. So I'll just kind of give you guys an overview of what those look like and what you can expect. That way you know whether you want to keep listening or not. Yeah. So first of all, we have this page, Deep Conversation Topics. It asks questions like, what is your biggest day-to-day challenge? Things about your goals for work, your goals on your life, where do you find purpose in your life, things about family, best friends, cultural questions, just personal questions about, past, present, and future. This next page, we have human nature questions. So things like, are humans better at creation or destruction? Which I think I kind of want to talk about today at some point in this podcast, because it's an interesting question. Next page, we have questions on society, culture, and the world. So government things, invention of the internet, what would a perfect city look like? Things like that. Another section here on life and death. So, what is the purpose of human life? That's an example of a question on there. If you died today, how would you be remembered? Another section on the future of the human race. So I think that probably has a lot to do with technology, human advancement, possible extinction at some point. Another section here on emotions. What is the most beneficial emotion? How about the most destructive? Got another page on just random deep conversation starting topics.
And obviously all this stuff has been covered in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
But like this is like obviously stuff we
I think we experience this day to day as normal humans, and then it's emphasized more in Hollywood. You know what I mean? Like,
well, stuff like that, like creation and destruction, and
mm-hmm.
Human emotion, and just like stuff like that. That's like stuff like Hollywood and just like media in general really covers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's like sometimes we like away from all that, away from like media, or like we have a different take on it,
mm-hmm.
living normal lives.
Mm-hmm. True.
So it's like, I don't know. I think those are cool topics, dude. And
I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
Definitely excited to cover them. I don't know how long exactly. We don't have a set time frame for this, but obviously if you're watching it now, you see the full how long it's going to be. But as we're giving this introduction, we have no idea. Could be 30 minutes, could be an hour, could be 2-3 hours. I think ballpark we're going for an hour probably.
Yeah, an hour.
So we do have some questions here that we want to start with. Obviously we want to get to all of them because we started looking for these questions online, and we narrowed down from, probably look through 500 or so, and we narrowed down to maybe 100, 150 here on these 5 pages. And obviously we're not going to go through 150 questions today. So this is going to end up being, probably a series of podcasts, maybe 15 episodes or so before we have to look for new material. But I'm ready to start if you are.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, shoot.
All right. So I guess
shoot it.
It'll be somewhat of an interview type format, and then we'll just kind of go back and forth.
Right. Yeah.
But my question for you is, do you find your work challenging and interesting, Jay?
Yeah, it's definitely challenging. Definitely interesting.
Well, why don't you start off, because I know what you do for work, but
Oh, right,
no one
right.
else
Yeah,
does
yeah.
listening.
So I'm a carpenter. I'm a union carpenter, and we do concrete commercial buildings. So like there's different, when you see a building, there's different types. There's metal stud, like steel stud type structures, and there's like, obviously you see a parking structure that's concrete, and we do concrete, or I do concrete, and so yeah, it's definitely hard.
Manual labor.
Manual labor.
So challenging in a physical
Yeah,
aspect, right?
I just found out that what is it, like my coworker, or another carpenter, he told me like the average carpenter stays for about 2 years before they either quit or they get fired or some shit happens, you know, like,
yeah.
And so it's like, definitely it's a challenging business, based off that little fact.
Yeah.
But you know, it's that's good, dude. Like, that's.
Yeah, I think anyone that's even done just like some yard work in their life, you know, just a day of yard work, they're exhausted after that. So doing that freaking 5 days a week, 40 hours a week, and then 2 years.
Right, but it's good, tough, dude, because I think if I like, I think I'm the type of person that if I was like sitting down in a chair or in an office, or if I was just sitting down, dude, sitting around, dude, like I'd go nuts, bro. Like, straight up, bro. I would go
lose your mind.
Nuts, dude. It'd be a bit. That'd be a bit much for me.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, there's some certain things about the trade that kind of like are shaping, you know, kind of person I am. So I like it. Personally, I like it. You like, of course, no one likes getting up in the morning.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of person, like, the second they wake up, it's just
excited and happy.
Rainbow just beams out of their face. You know, it's definitely sucks getting up.
Yeah.
But there's like after 10 minutes, dude, you kind of like, you know, like, all right, let's fucking do this.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like,
this shit done.
Yeah, it's like, you want to, like, too, like, when you think about getting shit done, and you're not thinking about the time and shit, it makes it better.
Yeah.
It makes it better. You want to definitely want to like think about stuff you're production or stuff you're doing. You know.
I feel like after, like, for you, do you feel like after like a long day of working on something, like say you're working on a wall or whatever, and then obviously in the morning you don't want to get up, you don't want to do it, but after you've done this for like a year plus, you know the feeling at the end of the day where like you've put a lot of work into that wall. Like, maybe it's done. Yeah. Maybe it's not even done. It's like almost done.
Yeah.
But you see all the progress.
Right.
That feeling is worth, you know, getting up in the morning and getting your shit done, right?
Right, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, like, I like it. But, you know, of course, like, not every day. Like, you gotta, like, know that, like, of course, not every day is gonna be like, oh man, I'm so proud of what I did today. You know.
Yeah.
Some days I'm just like, man, what the fuck did I even do today? Like, come on, man. Like,
we all have bad days.
Which is disappointing, but you know what? It's you know, that would also be a little weird too, right? Like, if every day was just great.
If every day, I was just thinking about this the other day. If you went through your whole life like only winning, only being perfect, that would just feel normal. Right? It's all about like your perception. Yeah. So when you're going through these like bad days, you're struggling, it feels that much better when you do like succeed at something.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you need both.
Definitely. Hey, man, like, I like these questions, but
why don't I go ahead and answer the same one, so we kind of have like a.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
Yeah. What do you find your work interesting, bro?
So like you said, you're more manual labor and you couldn't do an office job. I'm an office job, so everyone knows I do marketing for an insurance company. I think right now it's good for me because like I go to the gym enough, so I get my my fitness is still okay. But I do feel like I'm losing like stamina, and it's taking a toll on me.
This guy looks way more fit than me, by the way.
I've been consistent at the gym for a couple of years now, so it's finally starting to show. But as far as finding like my job interesting and challenging, it's like an entry-level marketing position because I couldn't, all the other ones that I was looking at, you needed experience to get into them. So it's pretty entry-level stuff, but it's for insurance, which I like knew nothing about. So there's a lot to learn there. So that kept me interested, and obviously it was challenging because some of the stuff is not really easy to understand because I work for like a wholesaler. So it's not like the carrier, which actually sells the insurance, and it's not the broker, which sells the insurance to like you and I, or to businesses or whoever. It's like the middleman, basically. So I have to learn like, it's just a whole new aspect to it that I didn't even know honestly existed before I got the job. So yeah, I'm about a year and a half in now, and I could see down the road where it like kind of, where I just know everything, because it's a small company, so there's only so far I can go in it.
Yeah.
But for right now, I'm still getting challenged every day. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't mind it, and I get decent raises on a consistent basis. So.
Hey, bro. Remember what we used to do?
Mm-hmm.
And what we used to do was shit.
Yes.
Really, like, I don't know.
Well, I think we had follow-up questions for this, which is, is this something close to what you were doing before, or close to what you thought you would be doing? Say back when we worked together at a Thai food restaurant. Did you imagine yourself, 2 years down the line working construction? Did I envision myself working in marketing? I think I got a degree in business management. So I was like, and I always wanted to own my own business. So I've always been working on little ideas for that. But I took one marketing class, and I wasn't super passionate about it or anything. I don't know. I just happened to fall into it, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah, me too. Like, I don't know. I have a grandfather and an uncle who used to build skylights.
Mm-hmm.
And
so you kind of have that handyman background.
Yeah, I did a little bit in high school. Like, I worked with them, but after that I really didn't do much. I wasn't a natural at it. I'm still I'm like learning like stuff like that. It's super hard for me.
Yeah.
But like I'm glad I'm doing it. It's that's the thing. Like it's not like, if you're somewhat smart, which I am. I'm somewhat smart. I don't consider myself like a smart person, but I have a brain. I'm not a dumb guy.
Yeah.
And so if you just work hard at it, like you're gonna get it eventually.
Yeah.
And so that's where I'm at. Like
so you're trying to master that profession.
Yeah, I'm trying every day.
I've always believed that, like, if you just, even if it's something you know nothing about today, like say you wanted to learn how to play the violin, but you worked on it like 5 days a week for like 5 years, you'd be really good at it after 5 years.
Right.
So if you just find something that you want to do, it just depends how much effort you put in and how consistent you are. So I already see you like putting in the work.
Yeah.
I know you're gonna move up and you're gonna do good with that.
Yeah, and too, like, you can't just like let yourself like kind of stray away from a process, right?
Yeah.
Into like a fucking fantasy. I don't know, like like I can start doing really good, and then like my head will take me to oh shit, I'm gonna be doing this and that, like some crazy stuff I'm gonna be doing, and then like I have like a couple bad days, and then it's just like that's far off from what I was thinking before.
Yeah, just like a week ago.
Yeah, and now I'm like thinking the exact opposite. And there's a like, when you just focus on the process, there's like a kind of like a balance you try to learn. It's like an everyday thing. Like, okay, I'm gonna here. I'm here right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm learning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working. That's where I'm at. You know.
Yeah.
And so
Try to be present.
yeah,
right?
try to be present. And as soon as like I like go to a place where I'm like, fuck, like whether it's negative or positive, you know, like
once you get out of your zone, that's
Yeah.
when things kind of maybe
yeah, that's when things get
you
messy.
stray from your path, from what you once had your vision set on. It's about keeping your momentum, right?
Yeah.
But there's always gonna be days where you start to stray away a little bit. But figuring out ways to like set reminders for yourself, even if it's something like putting up a little vision board or like your goals for either life.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys hear the dogs. But like I said, like goals for life or just for the year or even for the month or like the week, just writing it down and putting it somewhere where you see it every day.
Yeah.
That'll keep you focused, I think,
Okay.
on the long-term goals. And I think it works to, obviously you stay productive because, like, for example, I have goals where they're like bigger. They're going to take like a year plus to get there. But I understand like the steps I have to take to get there. So I focus on those small steps that I know are going to lead me eventually to that goal. But I just have that big goal as a reminder, to stay focused on those smaller steps.
Yep, definitely, dude.
So while we're on the topic of your work and you want to go far with it, and I feel like I can go pretty far in my current position. Maybe not like the longevity of my career being at this one company because they are smaller, but I guess it kind of depends on what they're able to set up for me.
Yeah.
But that brings up the question, if you won the lottery, would you keep working in your current profession?
No, I would not.
Is there like a set number, like the lottery? What if it's like $5 million?
$5 million?
Would you keep working?
Yeah, I would try to, I would try to fucking do the easiest thing. But,
like obviously if it's like $100 million, like,
yeah,
that's money for life and for your grandkids and whatever.
I mean, I would definitely like try to find something to do. That one all the time.
Yeah.
If I'm doing nothing, that money's gonna be gone. I think it's gonna be.
You're just gonna go
that
on
money's gonna be gone.
vacation, spend it on whoever,
Fast,
whenever.
homie. Like that thing's gonna be. It's gonna be gone, dude. Like you gotta try to be smart. Like if you're given a lot, you gotta take care of it.
Yeah.
Which is something I suck at, dude. I suck at. But that's definitely the truth, bro. Like you're given that much amount of money, you gotta know what the fuck to do, and that's why you gotta like surround yourself with good people. And I hear about those people who lose that money, dude. It's just
sad.
It's I don't know about sad, bro.
Well,
it's good. They deserve it. They have it. They have something I don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, yeah, it definitely is sad a little bit, I guess. I don't know.
It's because you think that you could do better. I think that I could do better if I was given the opportunity.
Right.
So it's like it was given to the wrong person.
It was given to the wrong person.
That's probably like a mean thing to say, or like makes you sound jealous or whatever. But
hey, it seems accurate when I
if
say
they,
it.
yeah,
When I
it
say
seems
it,
pretty
it
accurate.
seems spot on.
Yeah.
But who deserves that money? I guess people put in the work to get that money. Yeah. Right?
So if someone's like working,
who deserves to get that winning lottery ticket?
Terrible luck throughout their life, but they are still positive and still putting in the work. Give it to them.
Yeah.
However, whatever God is out there, we're speaking to you now. Please give it to that person, please.
Yeah.
Don't give it to someone that's gonna, ruin their life with it or ruin someone else's life with it.
Yeah, definitely.
But is there like a set number where you wouldn't quit your job?
Well, ooh.
If it's only like 100,000, would you keep working?
I probably would have to end up keep working.
Yeah, because it's not enough to live off of.
Well, I'm not the type of person, right, to be a leader. So I'm not the type of person to run a business. I'm not the type of person to own my own business. That's not me. So like, gotcha. I feel like that, if I had that desire to do that,
Mm-hmm.
then $100,000 seems pretty fucking nice. And maybe I would think about quitting my job, but and that's the thing, you can't make any dumbass decisions like that, quick decisions like that.
Yeah.
No, it's just like,
You need to hire like almost immediately. I'd say you hire like I don't know if it's a manager, I would say, but for sure like a professional like money manager almost, or it's just a financial advisor, someone that can kind of walk you through what good steps you could take.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Just someone that's a professional that can give you advice.
right.
Don't listen to your friends and family. You need someone that's not biased.
Yeah, I ain't listening to you, dude.
Because I'm going to want some of that money. Telling you right now.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think the point of that question is more if, like, you find your work fulfilling enough.
Yeah. Well, the two, you can, there's always, like for me, there's always, like, little stuff you can do. I mean, you can build, like, a little curbs, stuff like that, like, little stuff. I was passing by a house, and I saw, rebar, and, like, ties and all that stuff. I'm like, hey, they're putting a concrete wall around their house. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. And
Yeah.
so there's
So you can do it
little
more
stuff
like,
you can do. I guess, I don't know, but that just depends, like, honestly, like, how good you are. And
So I guess if you could take like a part-time position or just as a hobby doing that, you find it like you enjoy doing that stuff.
I would enjoy doing it still.
Gotcha.
But I'm just, when you say winning the lottery, dude, I'm thinking,
Don't gotta deal with your boss.
Deuces.
Yep.
Deuces to everybody.
Yep.
It's all for me.
Fair enough. You did win it.
Yeah,
fair
I
and
did
square.
win it. Right?
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
I'm with you on that. Yeah. Like my current position, honestly, the turnover there is pretty high. Hopefully my boss isn't listening to this, but we can definitely do better in that department. So, I mean, I don't think they would expect anyone to stay if they won the lottery. So, no hard feelings. I could find, I could do marketing like online almost as like a freelancer if I really enjoy that side of things. But yeah.
But let's be honest.
I think we would all quit our jobs.
Well, let's be honest. None of us are winning the lottery.
True. I don't even buy lottery tickets. So.
I don't even buy lottery tickets.
I don't know. I'd have to find one on the ground pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, I would never win just because I never buy the ticket.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like our friends Randy and Danny, right?
Yes, they like to spend.
They love to gamble.
Yes.
I like to gamble sometimes.
Once in a while, but I don't know if we want to get into their family history with gambling and stuff. But I know they buy like even the $20 scratch offs. I'm like, that's a lot. $20 for a scratch off.
Yeah. Hey, they win sometimes. Dude.
Sometimes they win, and they win a lot. And I think that's what keeps them going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, bro. Yeah.
Consider it a hobby, I guess.
Yeah.
It's an expensive hobby if you go on a big losing streak, but
yeah,
it adds up because I think they do it like they don't put a lot into like one bet,
Yeah.
But they bet often.
Right.
Yeah.
It's called adrenaline junkie.
Pretty much.
It's not gambling, bro.
Because once you hit,
yeah,
you win your bet. That feeling is, it's one of the best.
Yep.
Okay, I'm ready to move on to another topic. So I'm stuck between. Well, let's just do this one. I guess it's kind of the same thing, but one, are people better at creating things or destroying things? Which is similar to that question that I...
Creating.
Are humans better at creation or destruction?
I think creating.
Creating? I would agree.
That's
Because if you say destruction, I think it's just a pessimistic way of looking at the world. Because if we were better at destruction, then we just wouldn't be here anymore.
Yeah.
We've been on this planet thousands and thousands of years, just humans alone. Right. At least thousands of years.
Well, I know here
we're
probably better at creating than destroying. I just know that it's like when you talk about people's problems with anxiety in this country. Some of it maybe for different reasons. I just know that a lot of people like have a like busy go lifestyle, and they we're like busy creating stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why we're so anxious. I think I heard that somewhere on the internet. Well,
it's because,
and I agree with it, dude. It's like at least here we're great at creating stuff, and that's our whole culture is based around creating stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
building and
Like, and then like even like say like in music, like music, man, like everyone wants to be the creator, kind of. Like, everyone wants, like,
it's true.
I
want
one
to
of my
be
favorite
a musician.
songs. I started from the bottom, now I'm here.
Yep.
I started with nothing, and now I created this.
I life.
Created this. So I know here, right?
It's like that go-getter mentality. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I was looking at it in a different way, just like overall as like humanity. We're advancing so fast, like technology. We're creating, like, going to space. Like, even back like 100 years, like we created the first car. We've created all this housing around the world. There's like man-made lakes and stuff. Like, we create all that. While there is destruction, when I think of destruction, I think of like war. Obviously, we're like destroying the ozone layer. We're destroying our environment, things like that. But I think overall, there are so many advances and new creations happening all the time. Like, we're definitely more creative.
Maybe you gotta destroy some things to create some things.
It's definitely true.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that ties in exactly what I just said about cars.
Yeah.
And their exhaust and all that stuff. Greenhouse gases destroying the ozone layer. So, yeah, it definitely ties in together.
I mean...
But it's like when you create those things, you don't necessarily know the effects it's going to have. Right?
Right.
You don't know, like...
Yeah, you don't know what this thing's going to do.
You don't know the next little gadget that Elon Musk creates. You don't know how that's going to affect California, Is it going to cause an earthquake?
Or how about...
tsunamis?
How about her mom and they're looking at her kid?
Mm-hmm.
What is this thing going to do? What the fuck is this thing going to do? No one thinks that, but... I think... I don't know, I feel like I would... I feel like I'm weird. I feel like I would. I think if like I had a kid, I'm like,
what are you gonna do?
What the fuck are you gonna do?
I wonder if Hitler's parents thought that.
Yeah, like you don't. Yeah.
You never know how your kid's gonna turn out. Like, you do your best, but you really never know. You really don't.
But like that's I think it's obvious with creating stuff, but like you can't help but destroy stuff,
We're
especially if you have a lot,
Yeah.
It's I think it kind of comes with the nature of the beast, kind of. It's kind of like you gotta, like, a lot of people have to be ruthless a little bit.
Yeah.
In order to get to where they want to get.
It's because so often, I think you start off life, around like nice people, like your parents. Obviously, everyone's like being nice to you for the most part. And you're taught to, treat other people with respect. But then at one point in your life, you kind of get screwed over or taken advantage of.
Yeah.
And then that's when you're like, okay, I have to kind of take what's mine. And if someone stands in my way, it wouldn't be my first choice, but I might have to run them over to get where I want to go.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the mentality, at least here, for sure.
I see, and that's the type of mindset I wish I had more of, honestly. But I don't know. I think it's good not to be a jerk, though.
Absolutely.
Not to be. Don't be a jerk. But, sometimes you gotta think about yourself. And that's 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 what our culture's based on. I think like, what's it, the American dream? Like, what, like a wife, kids, a house.
Yep.
You don't get there by like hoping that like falls in your lap. You had to create.
You gotta work for it. You gotta create
a persona. You gotta create like motivation. You gotta create a lot of different things to get all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so Which
Well, I think
I'm single, have no kids, don't have a house, so what do I know?
You're the one to talk about this.
Yeah, experts here talking about this, but
no, but I think if you do get to that point with being kind and respectful the whole way there, and you're not forcing your way into things or like throwing someone else off their course along the way, then it's that much more like respectable. Like from like if you were to get there in that way, I would respect you way more than obviously someone who treated people like shit on their way to the top, right?
Yeah.
But it's tough. That's a tough path. You would think it'd be the other way around, like being a dick would make it tough, but sometimes nice guys do finish last.
Hey, bro, we like last place sometimes.
Sometimes.
It's scary up top.
Mm-hmm. That's true. There's a lot of pressure up there.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure up there.
Yep. Why don't you go ahead and pick the next topic? Because I picked a couple now, and I think they've both been pretty good. So pressure's on.
Let's see here. I see culture and stuff like that.
Which?
Do you think you could live in another country?
As of right now.
What are the circumstances behind this question? I looked at this question.
Like just right now, if you got up and left.
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of countries that I could, say, survive.
Oh, you could live in.
Just live in one?
You can live in.
Well, okay, first of all, I would need to get, like, a visa to live there, right? So I don't know what process that is in all the different countries, but first thing that came to mind would be Canada. Like, it's super close. I can speak the language.
Canada?
Yeah, and I've heard it's beautiful up there. I have some family. So I could live there, but, I don't know. Like, later this year, I want to learn more about different countries. You saw my challenge thing that I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm like challenging myself with a different challenge each month. One of them, I'm going to learn 3 different facts about one country each day. So maybe once I do that, I'll know which country I would prefer to live in, and I would have more of an idea if I could survive there.
Yeah.
But I think one of the main things that come to mind is language. Can you speak the language? If you can speak the language, I think you can live there, and you can get along. Otherwise, you can be struggling to even, like, order food. Like, people aren't going to know what you want.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think any place that speaks English, and I could probably get by in some places that speak Spanish, if they're, like, welcoming people, accepting people that'll help me out, you know? So, yeah, I think I could. What about you?
Man, yeah, I definitely would have to.
I have a follow-up question to this as well. But go ahead.
I would, need an English, culture, like an English-speaking culture, and I don't know. I think I always liked, or I always wanted to travel to Ireland.
Me too.
But, I don't know, like, what the type of, like, economic or, like, kind of, like, what job opportunities they have.
Yeah. Well, that's okay.
Over there.
So that's kind of my follow-up question is, would you want to live in another country? Like, is there a country that...
Oh, see, that's the thing. I think I'm blessed to live here.
To live here?
I think I'm very blessed to live here.
Yeah.
And maybe that's just me being...
I think we're brought up in this place where, like, America is great. Everyone is preaching that to you. Like, America is the best.
Right.
So I wonder if other countries are taught that. You know what I mean? Like, when they're brought up. And we're all just thinking that in whatever country, and it just divides us.
Well, because, like, you're comfortable where you're at, you know, so...
Yeah.
Like, of course, we maybe, think this is... I don't know, at least, like, we want to stay here. Like, making that jump to live somewhere else is probably... But a lot of people come here. A lot of people come here.
For a reason.
Like, and so, I don't know. I think I'm blessed to live here, but I think Ireland sounds pretty cool.
Okay.
I think I would love to live in Ireland. I think anywhere in Europe, really. I think that'd be pretty cool. Cool place to live. But I actually do. I think Canada would be a nice place to live, just because. It is. It's beautiful out there.
Yeah.
And
well, you'd be close to, if it was like a family and friends thing, you'd be close, if you come back here anytime. But I was thinking, so eliminate money as an issue. Just say friends and family, just pretend they don't exist. Would you leave your life now to go somewhere, to another country, if there's any country that you've seen that, maybe life seems better there, or easier, or maybe it's a Medicare thing, you know what I mean? Healthcare.
Yeah, healthcare.
Yeah, because there's countries over there that...
I don't know, though. I don't know. Fuck.
I think places like Finland, I'm trying to remember, but I think Finland and like Switzerland and those countries over there are, I see it in articles all the time that they're like the happiest place to live.
Really?
Yeah. There's like free healthcare, and then a lot of places have like 4-day work weeks. Everything is just more relaxed and like community oriented. Everyone's nicer because of that. Over here, it's like we've been talking about, it's like dog eat dog. Like, people are mean to each other because they're trying to get ahead in this capitalistic society. So I've kind of always dreamt of or just thought of what it would be like to live over there.
Hey, yeah. But hey, and as a result, just take a look around. Take a look around what you see over here. There's a lot. Look at especially if you go to downtown, look at all the buildings, and then look at your phone that you can go on the internet, text, do all this different types of stuff.
Yep.
There's all these cool cars, there's all this stuff.
Yeah.
So you can sacrifice that, right? For, I guess, more simple kind of life, I guess.
Yeah,
simple, more,
minimalized.
Yeah, minimalized.
That's...
Which I can do, bro.
I would love to do that, honestly.
I can do, bro.
Yeah, because all this other stuff, I think, adds to the anxiety.
Yeah.
Because there's so much other stuff that you could be doing, makes you feel like you're not doing enough. Right? I don't know. I feel like that relates to social media. You're looking at everyone's highlight reel. Wow, they're doing this, they're going to that place, and you're just kind of living a normal life. And you're like,
what's this social media you talk about?
That's true. You and I are both not on social media right now.
What is this thing?
That was my first challenge of the year, is doing no social media for 30 days. Jay's been way ahead of me on that. How long have you not had social media?
Well, I haven't had Instagram for close to 2 years. Maybe a year and a half. Facebook, I got rid of almost a year from now.
People listening to are like, what? Where does this guy live? A cave?
Yeah, right? Yeah,
And you're 26 right now? Almost 27?
Almost 27.
Wow, you're a millennial and you don't have social media.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
Crazy.
I... Honestly, for me, I've never connected to my generation at all. I can't stand when people trash millennials, to be honest. I hate Generation Xers. If you're listening to this, I hate your attitude that you guys are the shit. You guys just think you're the shit, dude. And it's just that just drives me nuts.
Yeah.
That's my dad's favorite thing to do. Trash millennials. And I never just consider myself an advocate for millennials, but every time I talk to them, I feel oh, damn, this feels like a personal attack, bro.
Yeah.
I feel like I gotta defend my fellow millennials here.
I wonder if that's natural, though, to look down on, the next generation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they're kids to you. And then you're like, those dang kids always doing something stupid.
Yeah.
I guess if you never grew up with technology, or at least not, how advanced it is now, no social media, I guess it would be weird to see kids going on Instagram and Facebook. Why are you on your phone all day? Just scrolling through your phone.
Except 80-year-old fucking ladies are on social media.
Everyone does it now, so they really can't complain. It's your generation too.
Yeah, and that's the funny thing is I just I don't know I've never really connected to all this, but at the same time, can't deny it's cool stuff. Real cool stuff like Snapchat.
Yeah.
haven't had that in like, let's say 6 years. Let's say
Mm-hmm.
longer than that. Like but that's a pretty cool app.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
Instagram's a pretty cool app. See, for me, like, I had to get rid of it because I was paying attention to sports comments that would piss me off way too much, and sometimes I'd say something back, and I didn't get enough
You're
likes
the guy in the comments
for my
okay.
like, and I had to get rid of it, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't commenting. I only did it a few times, but
You knew it wasn't healthy.
but I just like, oh man, I just like got frustrated,
Yeah.
and like, and that would make me mad, and just looking at, and just looking at everybody on Instagram. It's just it looked cool, it looked fun what everyone was doing, but I don't know. I was just like, at the same, I was like kind of going through it, and I was like, do I really need this? Do I really want to be on here?
Right.
Do I really want to like have my time taken up by this?
It's a lot of time.
And so I just like, it was like kind of like a, I don't know, like kind of just like a like quick decision, kind of like wasn't really thought out. I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna get rid of this, and I like got rid of it. Same thing with Facebook. I wasn't even like contemplating getting rid of it. It was just like, I think I was at my break at work, and I was just like, fuck this. And like, Facebook's hard to get rid of. I had to go on the internet and search how to do that.
They make it tough.
They make it tough.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They try to keep you on there.
Yeah. And so like, I got rid of it. I got rid of Facebook, and
yeah,
I got rid of all that.
Well, you talked about how time consuming it is, so I decided to pull up my numbers because on iPhone it has like your screen time.
Yeah.
So I went back. I'm looking at a week's worth, and at the end of December, beginning of January, that first week, spent 12.5 hours on social networking, which a lot of that was YouTube, 7 hours worth of Twitter, 3 hours on Instagram. Even spent like an hour on TikTok.
What's TikTok?
TikTok is like, do you remember Vine?
Yeah.
So it's, for the most part, it's shorter clips, but they can be up to a minute. Or do you remember Musical.ly? Where people like lip sync songs? It's
I just remember
it's kind of like a mix
Brandon,
of those. Yeah.
Our
friend.
homie's little brother on Musical.ly all the time.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a mix of those.
Yeah.
But it's blowing up a lot.
By the way, check out San Diego Legend, people.
Shout out to Brandon Chanderath. Okay, so the next week, I think this was my last week before deleting social media. Or no, this was my first week deleting it. I went down to 3 hours and 13 minutes of social networking. So, over 9 hours deleted, or freed up, I should say, of my life.
Yeah.
And then it went down the week after that to an hour and 43, which is just going on my messages app and like texting people. I'm surprised I did that long that week, but it dropped a lot. It's super time consuming. Spending over 12 hours a day on social networks.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, not a day. That would be a lot.
Yeah.
12 hours a week. Just scrolling through your feed, looking at other people's lives and like not spending time on your own.
Yeah.
You know? So now that I've done that, and I'm sure you feel this too, I'm way more productive. Way more productive.
Yeah.
Because normally when I was bored, I would pick up my phone and just go to the apps and scroll and see what other people are talking about, what they're posting, things like that. Now it's like, I turn my phone, I pick it up. The past week or 2 weeks or so, I've been like picking it up, expecting to go on social media. It's like a habit.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like muscle memory.
Right.
So now I pick it up and I like remember, I put it back down, face down, and I go and do something productive, you know, go work out, I meditate, I work on, this YouTube channel, or go hang out with friends and be social, you know. It's freed up a lot of time for me.
Yeah.
And that was my main issue, was just being bogged down with like not having time to do things because I'm spending too much of it on social media, or even like my mental clarity. Like I had like this mental fog because there's all this useless information that my brain is taking in, like looking at people's feeds, seeing like stuff about sports and
Yeah.
You know, I follow whatever else I follow on there. It's just taking up so much of my brain space, and now I'm free, and I can actually like focus on things. So
yeah,
it's huge.
I'll be careful though, bro. You're gonna turn into a weirdo.
Yep. No one's gonna want to hang out with me.
I will sit down at break, bro,
Mm-hmm.
and people are on their phone, and I'm watching them. I feel like a weirdo, like I'm peeping, you know, on people, you know, like.
I know what you mean.
And I'll be like that at a doctor's office or.
I was like that yesterday.
Or somewhere I was just like I sit there and I'm like looking at people, people on their phones, weirdo, bro. But
yeah.
I enjoy it sometimes. I mean, sometimes, hey, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna I look at my phone because I remember being on social media. Like, hey, man, it'd be cool to kind of look a little bit, you know, and see what's on there, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But for me too, I felt like it was just the same stuff over and over again.
Yeah. No, I agree.
It was repetitive. Like there was nothing. I just like got over it. Like it was. It's just for me. Like I got a little bored of it, you know, and I was just, you know, I was like whatever.
Just
and
pictures of people's food over and over, or you know, shots of them on vacation.
Yeah.
For the most part, so.
Right.
No, you're right. It gets repetitive.
Yeah.
And I was just obviously I'm newer to this. I've only been off of it 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks or so, but I'm noticing, you know, kind of what you just said about everyone else being on their phone, and I have nothing to do on my phone, so I'm just kind of like sitting there, like watching people or just sitting there thinking, and I probably do look like a weirdo. So yeah, but I still recommend it because at least trying it out for like a week minimum, you know, see how you feel, and see like one, how you act around other people, but how they act around you too when they notice that your phone's like you're not on your phone all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe they put their phone down and then you guys have a real conversation.
Yeah.
I don't know. I recommend it. I have like another week or two, probably 2 weeks before I wrap up like my official 30 days, and then I'm gonna make a video on it and I'll post it on this channel. So on WIM Today, you guys will see basically what my intentions were going into it, and then how I felt throughout, and like mistakes I made during it, and then I don't know, just habits that changed, and then also, you know, I'll do like a recap of the whole thing, and I don't really know what that's going to be because I'm not at the end yet, but yeah, should be interesting.
Right.
I've seen a lot of videos like that on YouTube of people, you know, quitting social media and then kind of, like all the ones that I've seen, everyone has positive results at the end, and they don't go on social media as much as they did before. Like they probably cut their time down at least in half, you know, once they get back on social media. So I recommend it. Here's kind of a interesting question. It can go in, I suppose, either direction, either happy or sad. Are you happy with your current experience of life?
A current experience of life.
Experience of life. How was your experience these past, I don't know, year, months, however, just recent experience of life? How is it?
Well.
And we'll make this our last question.
All right.
So we'll end it on hopefully a positive note.
Yeah. Hey, dude. But
be honest.
Like, yeah, it could always. My whole like thing that pops in my head lately is it could always be worse.
Mm-hmm.
It could always be worse. It could be better.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing, and that's what was it? My dad told me one time. It could be intentionally worse. It can be intentionally better. So, for me, you know, it's just put my boots on, you know, and fucking, you know, try my best.
Yeah.
And that's all really I've been doing lately, dude. That is definitely a point in my life where, I didn't try at all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, kind of like looked at other things that people had and like, where's mine kind of thing. Like, when am I gonna get mine? And you know, I'd give up a lot, but hey, like, whatever. It's you can always learn from the past, but you can't like your
You can't hold on
have
to
your
it.
eyes on the rearview mirror all the
Yeah.
time.
Yep.
So, I don't know, for me, definitely like trying my best, and that's the thing, dude. Like, I don't think life is really meant to be all that great. It's just, it's. I mean, life is what you put into it, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you wake up saying you're gonna have a shitty day, you're gonna have a shitty day.
Right.
And that's the thing. Maybe not necessarily if you say you're gonna have a great day, you're gonna have a great day. But you obviously have a better chance at fucking having a great day if you just say you're gonna have a great day.
If you put that into the world,
right.
then yeah, no, I agree 100%.
Yeah.
So, you didn't really answer the question. Are you happy with your current experience of life?
No, dude.
No.
No, I'm not happy. But that's I think that's just.
Is that because?
I think that's not. I don't honestly. I believe. No one's happy. But they kind of like.
There's like moments of happiness.
There's moments of happiness.
Okay.
But actually no, that's not true. I guess the people that really try, like, obviously it's, for me, I think it's probably like something people develop, right? Like they worked at being happy.
I can see
or maybe it's natural, and that's the thing. I try not to figure that whole thing out, like what makes a person happy. But I've learned a lot. Like with like stuff we just talked about. Like what you put in is what you're gonna get. So, no, I wouldn't say I'm happy. I wouldn't say though that I'm like depressed or I'm like.
Are you unhappy with your experience?
I don't think I'm like unhappy.
Right.
I'm kind of just looking at it, it is what it is. Like, this is life. It's not supposed to be.
So it's like a process for you.
Yeah, it's a process. It's not supposed to be something crazy cool.
The whole time.
Not everyone's going to be Justin Timberlake, bro. Not everyone is going to be
unfortunately not
killing it, dog. Right. No. Yeah, that's a lot of luck involved. I mean, that's a lot of hard work, obviously. For him, obviously he got to where he was.
Yeah.
Because he worked at it, but there's a lot of luck involved with having that kind of lifestyle. And I honestly don't know how that guy feels about his life.
He could be unhappy.
It could suck. Probably not.
It's all about your perspective.
Probably
right?
not.
Yeah.
But it could.
Yeah.
It could suck.
Hey, man. There are successful people that end up taking their own lives because they're unhappy. I think it stemmed a lot from your upbringing, Like, somehow they instill in you these values, or I don't know why this term keeps coming up. It's because it has negative connotations, but brainwashing you, like putting this filter on, like, and teaching you how you should view the world.
Okay.
I think that's how some people are happy all the time. That's how they were brought up. Or they had some experience that just made them be like, screw it. Why be upset all the time? Or why be negative? I'm just going to be happy. And it's a lifestyle change.
Right.
And whatever experience that was, they won't go back to being unhappy because that experience reminds them. Whatever it is.
Right.
But, no, I think what you said earlier about it being like, you work towards that, being happy. Like, I think that's where I'm at. Like, I'm definitely not happy all the time, and I'm working through things. So I think it's just going to take time to get to a point where I'm like, I think it has to do with being satisfied and, like, with what you've done in life, And then also having fulfillment in things that you do throughout the day or throughout the week. Like, I don't know, finding that consistent routine of things that make you happy. And I think that's what I'm working towards. I think that's what a lot of people are working towards. I don't know if I illustrated that well with my words, but I think we're all work in progress. Yeah. So if you can be happy now, be happy now. But for a lot of us, I think you work towards that.
Well,
and you find moments of happiness on the way.
Well, I mean, I can't speak for females out there. I can know from a male's perspective. There's a lot of stuff that you know, we try to accomplish, just because like that's a lot of our pride
Mm-hmm.
like comes from, is stuff we accomplished or stuff we have, you
Mm-hmm.
know, because
Yeah.
you know, and I know that like that's there's a lot of mental health issues with
Mm-hmm.
men,
Mm-hmm.
just because, you know, we're, no, I know for me, like, I had like a certain perception of what a man should be, or
Yeah.
you know, but I don't know. A man just kind of like, I think it's like, obviously it's like The Godfather, dude. It's like The Godfather. What did he say? He says a man who doesn't spend time with his family is not a real man, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess like if you're not like just like working or trying hard every day,
Mm-hmm.
and you really don't give a shit about people who love you and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a recipe for a pretty unhappy life. You know,
Yeah.
you can only like put yourself, I think, in positions to be happy, and then we'll see
Yep.
what happens. You know,
Yeah.
after that, but you gotta like do things, obviously, to set yourself up for it. You know,
Yeah.
That's I think that's what I'm doing.
I think that's where we're at. You know,
Yeah.
when you're at this age, like you don't have things completely figured out. Your life is not set up. You know, you're not married with kids in a nice house, you know, and a perfect job. So I think we're all brought up with those things as like the goal,
Yeah.
right? Everyone is taught that that's the goal. So if you don't have those things, you feel like you haven't met your goal, so you're unhappy.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's where we're at.
We'll see we'll see where we're at by next week. See if we created or destroyed something. Dude.
All right, that's a great way to wrap it up, Jay.
Yeah. Hey, that'd be a great way to start next week.
Yeah.
Did you create? How much did you create?
How much did you create this
do
week?
it? Or be honest, bro. How much did you destroy?
All right. Well, you guys know what we're talking about next week. Yeah. Thank you for joining us. We're gonna do this weekly, so check us next week for episode 2
Yeah.
of Jottin Down Thoughts. So we're gonna put this. I don't know if I've even told you, but we're gonna put this full length podcast on WIM Today, and I've created a second channel, which is Jottin Down Thoughts Highlights, where I'm gonna cut up, smaller chunks of like some highlights that obviously we talked about today, so they're more easily digestible than an hour-long video.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys know where to find us. We'll see you next week.